Good morning, traders. New York session starts in a few minutes and I'll be showing you what the market looks like for today and how to trade it. Let's go to the charts. First off, so if you're on the strategytrader.ai or if you're on TradingView, it doesn't matter what. In the strategy trader, you can go to the master chart, and from master chart, I always choose the SMC, smart money concept, so that everything is pre-generated for me. I can see it. I can see everything. I don't really need to do a lot of digging into it. I don't need to do a lot of analysis. I can see pretty much anything that I want. Right now, the market works best on SMC, but there are times that you can also work on the SNR, the support resistance, or you can work on the momentum or volume. These are the other levels that you can also work. So you can see that we do have a few stuff there, but the most important pieces for the current market condition is smart money concept. Because of the liquidity that we've had a lot of consolidations and range here, so the liquidity is getting jammed here, it's getting compacted, and we are ready for the next move. Let's see what can be the next move for us. Right now I'm in the 4-hour time frame of USDT, dominance of Tether, and you know that the reason is we can understand better about the entire crypto market direction. Again, we're talking about the high caps, not the low caps. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, anything like that, okay? BNB, the Binance coin. These are the things we're targeting. The direction of the market, we've talked about it in previous meetings and previous both the videos, sessions, meetings, if you're taking any mentorships, or we've talked about this before, about the lower lows that we've had during the past few weeks, during the first 2 weeks of July. So from the July 1st up until July 20th, we've had an entire downtrend of dominance of Tether, which means that the crypto market was trying to make higher highs. It was not that strong. Again, this is even though we were in the bearish momentum of the USDT, but still this bearish momentum, it was just inside a consolidation. It was just inside a monthly consolidation. And right now, everything has been changed. After 20th of July, stuff has changed. And we also discussed this. So we were trying to make we were trying to make higher lows and higher highs from here all the way down to this bearish momentum. This bearish order block, the red box that you can see here, we also talked about this. This is the most important piece, and I'm going to go into more details so you have a better understanding. But what the entire direction looks like from the higher time frame perspective, we can see that we still haven't made any major changes within this consolidation, but August is the month that we are getting out of it. Okay, so we have to be clear about this. We have to make our moves. Because if by any chance, if you make, I'm just going to talk about the dominance of Tether. If you're on the wrong side, then a few spikes towards up or down, it's going to ruin your entire position. If you don't have a tight stop loss, then it's going to hit your liquidity. So you have to be clean about it. You have to make sure that you know that this is not like the July. It's not like July that we had a lot of range and consolidations. But we may have some spikes during this month, because the entire month of July, I'm going to draw this entire month, we were just consolidating. We were just accumulating or distributing. We're going to talk about it later. Okay, so this is from the higher time frame perspective. Let me go to the hourly time frame. One of the most important pieces for me is that on the hourly time frame, we still haven't made any major trend change. So the trend right now is bullish in the dominance of Tether. As you can see, we're making higher highs here, higher lows here, and also we are making some higher highs. Even though the higher highs here, they're not as strong as they should be. So this one is strong enough. But these two, as you can see, they are getting closer and we are seeing some shadows. Even in an hourly time frame, you can see that there's a sweep here. There's a sweep here, which means that we are the the higher time frame on the on continuing on the uptrend, it's getting weaker and weaker, meaning that we can see a little bit lower all the way up to here. For example, these can be the zones that we can also meet, or even here on this, we do have one fair value gap which is filled here. Let me also, for now, I don't want to talk about the fair value gap, so I will clean up my chart. By the way the chart is, it's good for me. If you want, you can make any changes with the options that you have here. You can make any changes you want, so it's totally up to you. For me right now, it's good enough. What matters for me is that we are right now on the on an uptrend. Okay, this uptrend is in dominance of Tether, meaning that it's going to be bearish in Bitcoin. But what we can see here from the highs that we have made one after another, these highs are getting weaker and weaker. It means that we are going down. But to be honest, we still haven't made any major liquidity sweep from top so that we can say, all right, the trend may be reversed. Okay, a major liquidity, what I mean is that, let me go to the 4-hour time frame. It means that we can at least touch above this order block. We could at least touch above this order block. If we have made a move, something like this, oh shoot, wrong tool. If we made a wick, just a shadow up to the top of this box, and then just a shadow, okay, not a full body candle, and then we were going down, it would have been a trend change for me. I would have said, okay, we are going to long the market because this is dominance of Tether, so we're gonna do the opposite of it. We're going to long the market, and then we could have targeted all the way to the 8.17 or even lower, all the way to this 7% of the dominance of Tether. But right now, we still haven't made anything yet. We are at the same order block. So what we can expect is to grab liquidity from the lowers. So I can also draw this here for you. Let me get rid of this. So we can grab some liquidity from somewhere around here. I'm gonna also put a price tag on it. We can grab some liquidity from here. And this would also be a good manipulation for other traders, because most of the people, they would think that we broke below this low, so the market should go lower. No, that's not the case. It should break this low too. Once we break this low, it can also mean we're grabbing liquidity. This is very, very important point of your trading, that you have to make sure you don't get manipulated easily, okay? Once we break below this low, let me draw this here. Once we break below this low, I will make this purple. Once we broke below this low, it doesn't mean that we are going down, okay? We will have to wait for this. There is a good chance that we hit here and then we go up. So do not get confused by this low. The low that matters to us is this one, the one that I drew here, okay? This one is what matters to us, 8.4 in dominance of Tether. So not this one. Make sure that, and you know what, because right now even we've had a lot of liquidity, and right now the highs here, these highs that I drew, the red drawings that I have here, they look very weak. It means that it can push the price a little bit lower. It needs more fuel. It needs to grab more liquidity from the lower swings, a lower swing like this one, and there's a good chance that we can grab something from here and move all the way up to breaking this order block, because this order block, this is not something easy we can easily break. You saw that we've made it from here, we've had it from here, we had this shadow also here, we had also this shadow here. We tried to reach to here, we couldn't. We had this shadow here, this shadow here. So this is a major order block. It's not something we can just grab it and break it with a few swings and higher highs and higher lows. It does need some more liquidity, which can be grabbed from this low here, and then we can go up. All right, so enough with the 4-hour time frame. On the hourly time frame, we can see that we are making one sweep above this and also an equal high. It's a little bit hard to see, but as you can see, there is this equal high. It's the same thing from that order block, okay? It's the same thing. And right now, what we can see is that we are making the lower lows. And if I go to the also 15 minutes time frame, I think it would be much easier to spot this. We can see that we are making, we have this high here, we have this, oh shoot. Okay, let me draw this again. We have this high here, we have this high here. So we're making lower highs, and then we broke below this low here, okay? We broke below this low. Once we closed below this, we can expect a move all the way to at about this zone. And then from here, we can continue going down, okay? So if you're scalping for today, it's a good time to long the market instead of shorting it, at least up until we grab some more liquidity before we're breaking down. Again, we are in a zone that by any news or by any move, there is a good chance that we can see some spike in either direction. So make sure you have tight stop loss, and make sure that you don't get stopped out easily, but also you don't get liquidated, because there's a good chance that we're going to break those major levels anytime soon. All right, but this is what we can see for today. From hourly time frame, we've had that. We also have this time frame. We have this double top here, the equal highs here, and also we can see that we are making this breaking below this low, and it does have good momentum that shows a strong level towards them. Let me go to the Bitcoin. I think we're clear on the dominance of Tether. Bitcoin is, as you can see, it's exactly opposite of the dominance of Tether. So if you were to invert your let me get rid of this. If you were to invert the chart, the Bitcoin chart, you can have the same thing here. On the Bitcoin time frame, 15. Okay, let me go to the 4-hour first. On the 4-hour from previous, if you remember from before, we talked about this. You know what? I will go to the hourly or 15 minutes. I think it's much better. This is something we talked about it on Friday. If you remember, I drew this for you. I said there's a good chance that we make one head and shoulder. So we had this left shoulder, we had this head here, this was our head, this was our neckline, and then what we talked about was that from here we can go all the way to this yellow box and then going down. But unfortunately, from here we didn't really reach the target, the entry that we wanted. But from here we broke down, and if you remember, I drew also this, and this was our target. From here to here, this one was our target. So this was our target, and we wanted to start a sell limit from here. And this was a very nice, and it went a little bit earlier than what we expected, but it hit our target from here. So this is what I wanted to show, so I can remove this. Let me get rid of it. All right, I'm gonna remove this on the drawing chart here. Also, there's still a good chance to hit this yellow box too, okay? Because previously we wanted to hit it, we couldn't, but right now there's a good chance to hit it again. Right now, what we can see on the 4-hour time frame, we are on a major order block, bullish order block. We tried to move a little bit higher, we couldn't. But as you can see, the entire trend is going lower and lower. We are making lower highs. So this is our high here, and this is the lower high, and then another lower high, and then another lower high, okay? It's still, I don't really count this as a lower high, to be honest. I do expect something like this to go down. So this is something we have to wait for it. Again, we have to wait for it just to make sure how it works. But the reason that I'm saying this doesn't count as a high for me is that if we break above this high, I would not count it as a change of character, as a change of direction. So I wouldn't count as a bullish trend or an uptrend for us. I would just consider this as a liquidity sweep. But if we break above this high, the one that we have here, this one, if we break above this, which would be at, what's the number? 65,373. If we break above this, then I know that the direction of the market has changed and I have to only open long positions. All right, but up until then it would be just a liquidity sweep. So do not get faked out by this high here. All right, I'm going to remove this and we can continue from here. Right now, as you can see, we are standing at a major order block and we are pushing towards top. So it does need some more liquidity before making the next move. And to be honest, it hasn't taken any liquidity from here. So you can't see any shadow from here that it can push the price towards the top. So it cannot really, we haven't had any lowers. Okay, let me draw this. Let me make this a little bit easier for you to understand. Here we've had one major zone, okay? From this zone, in the previous part of the chart, we did have a liquidity sweep. You can see that we had a sweep here. From this sweep, once we hit this, the price moved up and we could continue the long and our bullish uptrend. But from here, as you can see, we haven't made any of that. We haven't touched this zone and we haven't made any shadows below this, okay? If I expected something, if there was something like this, if you had let me draw this. So if from here we had this, then I would have been more bullish than bearish. Then I would have said, okay, we grab the liquidity from the lower here, from here, and then we are pushing up. But this is not the case now. As you can see, we got stuck here. We got stuck with these two shadows here, and we are trying to push higher just to grab more liquidity to go lower. Okay, still these are not yet confirmed. You have to wait for it. You have to see that what is the reaction to this box. I'm gonna put the price tag so you can do the same on your chart too. From here, then we can wait for the 64,268 to hit, and then from here we can move lower. And again, if we go above this 65k, then we know that we're in the long position, but not the case for now. If I go to the lower time frames on the hourly and 15 minutes, here we can see that, okay, all right, so we can see that from here there were a few bearish order blocks we hit, and we hit them, we went down, but still we are making higher highs. So there's higher lows. So we have one low here, we have another low here, we can still touch here and we can move up, but we have to see what is the reaction. Another important part is that once we close above this, then you can open your longs, then we can open the longs and go all the way to here. Still not confirmed, you have to wait for this high to be closed above it, and then you can open your longs and it can go all the way. The first target is going to be, I'm going to take this liquidity here. This would be my first target. And then the second one would be this yellow box, okay? On the 15-minute time frame, this would be a nice take profit for me. And then the other one's going to be this one. Still, it's not confirmed. Again, we just had a shadow and we are starting the new 15-minute time frame. So you have to wait for it to see how it reacts. And again, if we close below this box, then the situation changes. I already talked about it and described it, how it's gonna look. But for 15 minutes and scalping, also the same thing that we had in the dominance of Tether, I'm going to change the chart to dominance of Tether. We can see more or less a similar thing from here. All right, I think it pretty much covers it more or less what we wanted. So right now we are still making higher highs. Again, on the 4-hour time frame, we are on, let me go to the 4-hour time frame. We are on a bullish trend in dominance of Tether, meaning that we are in a bearish momentum, but still we do need to grab some more liquidity. This zone, it can be a good liquidity grab for us from the 8.5. It can be a good liquidity grab, or even 8.4. We can go all the way down here and then move towards the top. Just have to wait and see. And once we broke above this 4-hour order block, then the next target is going to be 8.9 all the way to the 9. 5%, and this would be the major hit for us. Alright guys, I hope this analysis was good enough for us. We are still in the jam, so make sure you're playing it safe, and I hope you have a great and profitable day.